No, come in here. Come in here. Come on. Let's go. Come on, Junior. Come on. Look at the porch. Come on, get higher. Let's go. Right there. Come on, in here.
When they pulled me aside and wrapped a blanket around me and made sure I was okay.
What? I can't cry. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Atia. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, good morning.
Top of the morning to y'all.
Think we can get started maybe? Because it's recorded and we could share on the Facebook group chats after for folks to tune in.
It's up to you. I think we should wait a couple more minutes.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
just posted on Facebook again to tell everyone that the meeting is about to start, so.
Perfect, that's fine.
Good morning, everyone. I think we are going to start off the training right now. And now, does anybody have any questions first that they want to learn about so we can go over those informations with you?
If we can touch base a little bit on how to get more listing towards the end as well, I think that would be a great topping point.
How to get more listings, you said?
Yes,
Okay, I thought our training was about CMA at this.
it is about CMA, but I'm not sure if we just wanted to just add any other talking points, but yes, it could just be on the CMA in general.
Okay. Now, can everybody see my screen?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
So this is the format that I use myself in all of my CMAs, not necessarily Bright MLS or any other CMA sources. All right. It is a simple format, but it gives a very similar value of an appraiser. So we're gonna go through this and understand how you actually can come up with a better pricing for your CMAs. So again, the properties are not real properties, but I just want to show you how we can, compare properties apple to apple, even though they are orange to apple to cherries. So we get this format together. So everything is pretty much apple to apple. So it's brief information here in the first page where the property is located, what the market looks like, and estimated occupancy and the price range of the neighborhood and average market time. So we're giving this report to the sellers, showing that we know the area, we know what's going on in this particular region. So here are 3 of our comps. Again, these are all made up: 123 Main Street, 456 Maple Avenue, 165 Ridge. So when you're doing CMAs, you can actually narrow it down by how far it is from the property if it is not in a certain development. So here are the sale prices: 255, 270, and 290 for our comps. And since we inspected the particular property, and MLS is our source of getting these comps to compare. You can actually put like sales and finance concession. As you know, our Bright MLS does not give you any adjustments. It does, but you really have to know what the appraisers adjusts on price wise. So here, sales or financing concession, if there was any closing cost that was paid by the sellers, you make up the difference. Now, if that's sometimes, especially nowadays, you can see buyers are given closing costs to the sellers. It happened to me several times recently. So if the buyer is getting a concession, this is gonna be minus. And if the seller is getting it, that's gonna be plus. So in order for you to adjust that, you take that minus off, that becomes plus. If this buyers getting the closing cost from the sellers, that's gonna be minus. All right. I didn't want to put the total days on the market as well as current price markets. So let's say if the property is on the market for 55 days and current price is 25 days. So they did a price adjustment after 30 days of listing. That's what it means. All right. Locations, let's say all suburbs. So if it was in a rural area, then you would put rural. All right. Leasehold, fee simple. So we'll use fee simple for all of them. So there is no adjustments on the locations. Okay. So let's say this home is 10,250 square feet. This one is 11,000 square feet. This one is 12,000 square feet. On CMA, on the appraiser's eyes, you don't give credit for having a larger land. Depending on if this one is 9,500 square feet and this one is 55,000 square feet, then you would give some sort of credit for that, and we'll go over that. But right now, for this purpose, we're not going to do any credits to the sellers. Location, view. So basically, this home is located in a residential neighborhood. If it was a residential property in a commercial, then you would say view would be residential and commercial. But there's no adjustments for those either. Property type, there's no adjustment. So now let's talk about these Qs, and Q means quality. All right. So Q1 being the best quality, Q6 being the worst quality of all. All right. So now, dependent on the price range of the properties, these adjustments change dramatically. So we'll go over that. But right now, we want to do the CMA together first, then understand how the CMA is done and price adjustments are done. So this property is Q4. One of our comps are Q5. So we're going to take $15,000 away from comp 1. Since comp 2 is Q4, same as the subject property, then there won't be any adjustments there. This one is in a better quality, so we're going to give them $15,000. Can anybody see any mistake here? On the adjustments, on the quality of construction? Anybody? All right. So in here, instead of giving $15,000, I took away $15,000. So this needs to be plus, since the quality comp 1 is worse than subject property. All right. Do you see the difference? How the price adjustments made? So Q5, since the quality is worse than our comp, they are going to get $15,000. And in here, since the quality is better than our comp, then we are going to do minus $15,000. So here's the age of the properties. If you are doing a BPO, then you would probably give them $100 per year as a credit. But on the comps, on the appraisal reports, they will not do any adjustments on these. So here's the condition. So Q is quality and C is for condition. So C4, and there's no credit here. C3, again, minus $15,000 because the condition of this property is better than our comp. And same thing in here, minus $15,000. Now, as we're doing these adjustments on the bottom, you will see how the properties are adjusted and where they are getting credit. So these three numbers will be our average numbers. So let's say at this point, we have 275, 251, and 270. Average price seems to be about maybe 270 to 271 at this point. So let's go back up here. This property has 10 rooms. 10 rooms means it counts all the bedrooms, all the bathrooms, as well as like, dining room, kitchen, living room, etc., office, so on and so forth. If there is any heated sunroom, you can put it under porches here, deck, patio, fences, etc. So appraisers uses all these different codes. We are going to go over one of the examples as well. So you'll understand better how they do it and how we're doing it in here. So this home has 10 rooms, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. So since it has 1 extra bedroom, this one is going to be deducted minus $5,000 for having that extra bedroom. Okay, now this one is 10 rooms, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. Ours is 2.5 bathrooms, therefore they get a $5,000 credit. And this would be plus 5,000. So 10 for 3.5. So again, in here, this is going to be minus $5,000. So again, a lot of appraisers uses different calculations. I thought I filled this out. For some reason I didn't copy it. All right. Let me redo this real quick before we head into that area. Okay, so let me open my calculator app too. Do you see the calculator too or not?
Yep.
Okay, so let's just calculate. This home has 1,991 square feet, 1991 minus 1980 equals 11 square feet difference. So for this purpose, we are going to do $30 per square feet. Now, a lot of agents gets confused here. You know, when you are listing a property for sale and you see those square foot prices on the MLS, it may say 150, 160, 200, some cases 230, 240. How come we are only adjusting it by $30, right? This is how the appraisers do. So in order for you to do a real accurate CMA, you have to use what they are using. So 11 square foot difference times $30. Now that would be $330. So ours is bigger, our comp is bigger, therefore they are going to get $330 difference. Now, for this property, we have 2,075 square feet minus our comp was 1991 times 30. Now, $2,520 deducted from our comp. And the other one is 2,150 minus 1991 equals times $30, enter 4770. So minus 4770. So now, as you can see on the bottom, the prices are changing dramatically because of certain adjustments that we are making here. Now, this home has a basement. All of them has a basement. So they don't really get a credit for having a basement, or since they all have basement. But if one of them didn't have it, then I would say, let's say this one doesn't have a basement. Let's change that around. Now, this one has basement, so therefore there's no credit here. And this one doesn't, therefore there will be a credit to the comp, and this one does. So 500 square feet finish, 500 square feet finish. So in here, the adjustment would be 0. So they're identically same, almost same, because they have enough finished square footage in the basement. This one does not have a basement, therefore there's no finished area either. So I would give our comps $10,000 for finished area as well as the basement. And we'll see how we're doing these credits, and you'll see the charts, how these credits are generated from. So this one is 1,100 square feet, but it has larger finished area. Therefore, I'm gonna take $3,000 away from it, away from our comp here. So average condition functional utility is average. And they all have gas HVAC system, therefore there's no credit. And one car garage, 0. They all have one except this one. So this is going to be minus $5,000 for having one extra bay. All right. Now this property has deck and a porch. This one has deck. So therefore we're going to take away $2,500 from it. And $2,500 from this one. And this one has a porch, additional $2,500 to us. Now, if you can just give me an idea what an in-ground pool would cost and how much you think the value would be in an appraisal. Anybody has any idea, just unmute yourself and speak up.
Hello. Hello, Hakan. This is Tia. I think maybe between like 15 and 20,000.
To give credit,
No.
Yeah, for a pool. Well, no, not give credit. I'm sorry. I think that would add value. Sorry about that.
so to install a pool, it can cost, I mean, if you're doing an in-ground pool that is gunite, and it'll probably cost anywhere from $35,000 up to $200,000, depending on the size and what it has, right? But what do you think the credit would be on that in-ground pool in an appraisal world?
About 15 to 20,000 credit.
Anybody else?
I agree.
Okay, so now you'll be shocked. Since this property has in-ground pool, this one doesn't. $7,000.
Wow.
All right, that's $7,000 to $10,000 max. Now this property is smaller property, therefore I'm giving 7. So one fireplace, so that's 0, 0. This one has 2, that will be $2,500 reduction from our comp. Now, as you can see, the prices are all over the place, right? So what you get is, you get the average of those three. So 284, 830 plus 263, 480 plus 249, 230 equals divided by 3. So this property is worth 265,846. That is the market value. All right. If you look at on the top, 255, 270, 290, and ours came in at 265, so 266. Do you see how we did it?
Yep.
All right. Any questions?
Nope.
So now I'm gonna stop sharing this real quick. And I can go back to the screen. All right, how do we go back to the screen? For some reason, it's not gonna let me. All right, I think I figured it out. Stop share. All right. So now I'm gonna open another screen for you and understand how those adjustments are created. And share screen. Okay. So can you see this screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this talks about what is quality and condition. We're going to give you lists of what these means. So this way you'll understand exactly what Q1 and Q6 is. So I'm not going to go into detail and take your time. And it also talk about C1 and C6. And there are notes that we created. This way you can understand exactly what these differences are. So here's adjustment list. Adjustments between Q1, Q6, and C1, C6 can be from $5,000 to $100,000 depending on the price. So if you're looking at a low end of Camden homes, then that's where $5,000 comes in. So here's the ranges. Homes 300 up to $300,000, $10,000 to $15,000 difference. Homes up to 400, that could be from $15,000 to $25,000. Homes from up to 600,000, that will be 25 to 35. Homes up to $1 million, that would be $35,000 to $50,000. And homes over $1 million, that would be $50,000 to $100,000 difference. So if one home has Q3 over $1 million and the other one is Q2, that price can be adjusted from $50,000 to $100,000. You can see how fast it can go up or down. It's because of this rule. So adjustments, extra bedroom, $4,000 to $5,000 each. Full bathrooms, $3,000 to $5,000. Half bathrooms are $2,000 to $2,500. Sunroom, $5,000. Patio deck, $3,000 to $5,000 depending on size, and fireplace is $3,000. If you recall, I used $2,500 credit on these myself. So that's pretty much what the appraisers tend to use. Lakefront, $15,000 to $30,000. Short sales, $15,000. AC, $2,500 per unit. And this is not heating and air conditioning. This is just AC. Some homes have just heater, but no central air. Some homes have HVAC system complete. So that's where you make that $2,500 difference. Square footage, $0 to $200,000. The adjustment would likely start from $20,000 to $30,000 per feet. As you can see, this is where the valuation is for the square footage. Homes from 200 to 400, $30 to $50. 400 to 750, $40 to $75. Over 750, the range will likely to be $75 to $200. Land adjustments, $1,000 to $5,000 per acre in the residential property. So garage, and this also depends on the value of the home and location. Typically for a suburban home, the value of the garage is going to be approximately $5,000 to $10,000 per bay. So you can have a detached garage built for, let's say, $40,000, but it may not be worth as much as 40 in the appraiser's eyes. All right. And in markets like cities where parking can be difficult, the bay adjustment is closer to $10,000 per bay. So basement, finished basement area also depend on the value of the home. Walkouts typically bring $3,000 to $10,000. So if the home has a walkout basement, that is more valuable than the home that does not have one. walkout basement does not mean a Bilco door. We're talking about full walkout basements. Most appraisers, see, this is the funny part. You can spend, I don't know, $30,000 to finish a basement. The adjustment is going to be $10 per square feet. So if you build a 800 square foot basement, in appraiser's eyes, that's $8,000. All right. So 90% of the appraisers, if you have, let's say, a bathroom in the basement, it counts in finished square footage. It doesn't count as an extra bathroom. So I just want to make a note of that. So let's say if the home has 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, but one of the bathrooms are in the basement, then it will not count as a bathroom. It'll count as a finished area. So as you can see, the ranges are here. Above ground pool, 0 value in the appraiser size. In ground pool, $7,000 to $10,000. Fence yard, $3,000.
Some.
All right, so let's go to, that would be the last page. But
Thank
what
you.
I'm going to show you is another appraisal. So let me share that with you. So this is an actual appraisal that was done for one of our clients. I was representing the buyer. So here's the actual appraisal report. And we'll analyze it together. This way you'll understand how the appraisers come up with their pricing. So bunch of junk pages, I call. There we go. So it talks about the property just like in our report, right? Suburban, how much it is built in the area, public water and sewer, etc. And talks about the basements, how many basement area is finished. So the basement is only 2,456 square feet in this home. So let's go to the comps. Here's our subject property. And here are the comps that they used. So you don't really have to know all these codes and etc. What's important is where they are making these adjustments. So in this case, I made a note on this appraisal. The appraiser used $40 square foot, even though you can see the prices of these areas. So he used $40. He could have simply used 50 as well, but I guess he found out that $40 would be adequate to really appraise this property properly. So here are the adjustments. As you can see, the conditions and quality on all 4 properties are same. So there's no adjustments for those. All right. On the age, as you can see, there's no credit for that either. So here's the home that has 11 rooms, 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, and 4,838 square feet. And this home is 10 rooms, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. So even though it has 1 extra bedroom, he did not give a credit. He could have simply given that credit as well. But if you look at all the way here, 12 rooms, 4 bedrooms, 5 full baths. He did give credit for having 1 extra room as well as having 1 extra bathroom or 1.5 extra bathrooms. So if there are, let's say, 10 different appraisers for this particular property, you will not have 2 identical prices. Appraisers, it's their opinion. So opinions will not be exactly the same price, so you know. This is how you can feed. If you see anything out of place, you can tell them, look, you made a mistake here. It should be this. or the quality should be this, or condition should be this on this property, if your property does not appraise. So as you can see, the adjustments on the square footage. Now in here, basement, the first part is 2,456 square feet. And finished rooms, so 2,210 square feet was finished. In the basement, there is half a bathroom. All right. And one office. This is what those codes are for. So in this one has 2,246 square feet, but the appraiser gave only $8,000 credit, even though this property has 2,210 square feet finished area. He could have simply give $22,000 credit for the basement, but he did not. He gave 8,000. As I said, this is an opinion, but this is how they do it in order for them to come up with the price that they think it's fit. So this is what the mortgage company wants to see, if it really appraised or not. But in my opinion, that property was worth probably about $725,000 to $730,000. But as long as it appraised at the sale price, the lender will care less. So here's another one. 2,200 square feet basement, 1,500 square feet finished basement, and they didn't take the difference of almost 700 square feet. So I would have simply add additional $7,000 here, but they did not. So in here, 2,856 square feet basement, but only 1,350 square feet finished. And he didn't give the credit for the square foot difference, but he did give a credit for powder room. All right. Now, again, there are no credits here, and talks about in here. Basically, what it means is 3 garage bays and 6 in driveway. All right, 2 garage and 2 driveway. For having additional 1 extra garage, he gave $2,500 credit. So it should have been minimum 5. And here again, 2 garage, 6 driveway, $2,500. And this is identical to the comp, so 0 credit. In here, porch and patio, this one has none, so he gave $6,000. Porch and deck, 0, deck and patio, 0. Here is where the difference is. This home is fairly large and the pool is pretty large too. Here, $10,000 difference. 1 fireplace, they're all identical, so there's no credit. Do you see how that comp or the CMA that I use is very similar to what appraisers use? So you can use the same thing. You're welcome to use it. I believe that's already on your portal. Now we are going to look at another one real quick. Let me share that with you. Stop share, start share, and blank page.
And can you make later?
Share.
Wait, what happened?
So here's something that we had similar to
Hmm.
the one that we did. And here's a property that is, mid-price range, 199 to 180 to 199 range. So let's look at this appraisal. And all the conditions and qualities are same. So they didn't give any credit. Now, see how much they use per square foot basis? $20. Now, 5 rooms, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, 1,021. 7 rooms, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. So there's 1.5 bathrooms more and also 1 bedroom extra. So sometimes what they do is they give the lowest to make sure that this property appraises at the appraisal amount. So let's look at the appraisal. 172.5. So the property is under appraised here. And here's the sale price. Now, let's analyze it if this property is really should be appraised at 199 versus 171. So square footage is larger. So these numbers are correct. This is correct, and that's correct. 7 bedrooms, 7 rooms, 3, 2. So 1 extra bedroom. So he only gave credit for 1 extra bath and didn't give credit. If they had given more credit to this comp, then this minus would be larger. Therefore, the price is going to be even lower. So the appraiser really tried to work the price out, but apparently the sale price was extremely high, and therefore they did not appraise. So here's one driveway. So there's no garage. And there is one, you see that CP? What do you think CP means? I guess everybody's pro and they left the training. CP means carport. So it's not a garage. They only get $1,000 credit. So as you can see, that's how the appraisals are done. Any questions? Does anybody have any questions? Can everybody hear me?
Yes, I thought everything was great. Very informative. Was able to take a lot of good notes. So
Okay.
thought it was good.
Everything's good. Thank you.
I'm gonna share one more appraisal. So this way, here's another property that I was involved with. And let's analyze this real quick. So this was actually a cash sale, but the buyer made it subject to appraisal. So let's see the appraisal itself. Here we go. See in here Q3, C3. And this comp has Q3, C2. And you see the adjustments between one better condition, they gave $50,000 credit. Remember that list that I showed you? That's how the appraisers do. Now, if you look at this one, gross living area, and this one is about 1,200 square feet difference. If you calculate it, it's about $40 per square feet. And bunch of other gibberish. So 3-car garage versus 2, they gave $10,000 credit. Now you saw the other one, right? They only gave how much? $5,000. Now this appraiser for the same type of garage, even though it's in the same price range, he gave $10,000 credit. 2 patios and a pool, patio deck. So for that pool, they got $10,000 difference. It would probably cost about $90,000 to build that pool. They only get $10,000. In here, because it doesn't have the patios, so they get $15,000 extra. So at the end of the day, this property appraised at $750,000 instead of sale price, which was $769, I think. $769. So it under appraised, but the buyer was okay with it because they had minimum cap of $750. So they still bought it, and that was it. So anything else that you guys want to learn about appraisals, let me know so I can answer your questions.
Hey, Akan, it's Nicole Dillon. How are you today?
Good, Nicole, how are you?
I'm well. Hey, listen, I came a little late to the meeting, but I noticed it's being recording. Are you going to share this on Facebook or via email so I can catch the beginning?
Mary, how are you? How are you thinking about sharing this?
It would automatically be downloaded to your cloud. So once it becomes available, we can definitely share it on the group and just share the link for everybody to see.
Okay,
Awesome. Thank you.
you're welcome. Anybody else?
I think it was a great training. Maybe next time we can actually pick a property and pull comps for it so we can actually see an actual example being worked out in front of us with pictures and pulling it from Bright MLS. I think that would be something great to see as well.
Yes, that could be done, yes. So what we can do is we can come up with a comp, meaning subject property, and everybody gets their own comps and we can compare how they did it. They have to do it, I guess, prior to the training, so we can go over on each comp to make sure how it is done and how it should have been done. All right.
Yeah, that was an awesome training. Thank you so much for showing us how an appraisal actually pull comps, which is a little bit different than how an agent actually is looking at the comps and the different, I guess, statuses that they use when evaluating it and the minuses and plus. So that was definitely awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do a accurate report, I think this would be the best way to do it. And I do this all the time myself. I use the same report so the sellers can see, and I show them, you know, some of the appraisals too, appraisal samples in my initial, I guess, listing presentation, and they can understand how we are doing it and how the others are doing it. So this way they can decide, yes, this seems to be pretty accurate. So I mean, I would ask everyone to use the same report instead of using the Bright MLS or HomeSmart CMA. You can simply, actually on that report, there are two sections. One is 3 sold comps and the other one is 3 active ones. So you're comparing actives as well as the sold ones. I didn't want to do the actives because it would take more time on people's day. I have time, I have no problem, but not everybody has it. So I would use 3 comps for sold and 3 comps for actives, so they can see how much the property should be listed for. And if you use one of our marketing, I'm not sure if any of you guys actually go there and check it out, but we have something on the portals. Let me pull that up real quick for you so I can show it to you. realsmartagent.com. Sign in, share. Where am I sharing this one? Share. So under marketing, marketing design center, it's a little slow today, I don't know why. So under property listing marketing, you have these listing presentations. The way that I do my listing presentations is this way, as well as I have my own private one. Now, I'm going to share that with you real quick too, but you can download one of these. It says listing, individual listing by, this vertical, and this is horizontal. So you can download either one of these. And there's a lot of pages that is, you can simply download as a soft copy, and you can go through your presentation with an iPad or laptop. So you can include that report that you create through CMA into the file. So now you have full listing presentation that you can show your clients. Usually I prepare the report, and when I go to the house, when I have my listing presentation, I take a picture of it and include that picture right into my presentation here. So I'm fully prepared to give my presentation to the sellers, including the price and other factors. So let me show you the one that I use. So do you see this one? Do you see my screen here? Anybody?
Yes, we can see it.
You can see this presentation, right? Where it says Home Smart First Advantage Realty, David and Tanya Mohammed.
I don't see that one.
Okay.
No, we still see the templates
All
right
right.
now.
So let me get rid of that.
Hey, Bree.
Where is my
Hey, calm down.
stop share? Share screen. Boom. Share. Now you can see it, right? Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So here's the presentation that I use myself. Again, you know, I can take the picture and just include it into the system. I talk about HomeSmart in my presentations and what I do for them and what you do. And I go into pricing of the properties as well. So I show them. Now, keep in mind what you're seeing in here that I have created in, I would say, 2001. So this is how I used to go to the listing presentation to the sellers with my laptop and go through this presentation together. And I would tell them how to really price the property intelligently. Now, here's the market value. If you list it 10% higher than the market value, you get 30% of the buyers in the marketplace. As you go higher, you get less and less buyers. But when you are towards the market value, you're getting 60% of the activity in the property. And first 5 weeks of the listing period is the most important time. If you price it wrong, then you're gonna have one flat beginning and flat ending. And this talks about effects of overpricing for 24 weeks, which is 6 months, right? So you may end up, if you price it wrong, we're not talking about for this particular market because this market is crazy. We're talking about an average market. If you price it wrong, this is what happens. At the end of the 6 months, they may end up selling their property 9% less than what they would have sold in the first month if they price it properly. So again, have the buyers find. Now, this is important because some agents are saying, well, you know, Home Smart brand and Home Smart name recognition, etc. Those are all BS. You are the brand of the company, nobody else. The clients don't care who you're working for. They care who you are as the agent. Now, 52% of the activity that comes from the internet, 24% comes with the agent. Now, let's go. Even yard signs have 10% importance. If the seller says, well, I don't want any yard signs, then they want us to do 90% marketing, not 100. So, and if you look at these home book magazines, 2%. So nobody goes to Wawa and say, I'm gonna buy my dream home by picking up a real estate book at Wawa anymore, right? So here's the importance factors choosing real estate agents. You see that 15% pie? Association with a particular firm. So that's how much important a particular real estate company to represent that seller. And if you look at the biggest pieces of the pie, reputation of the agent. If the agent is reputable, that's where it comes in. 2, 21%, agent is honest and trustworthy. So right there, 57% of the decisions made based on the agents and who they are. And now my CMAs are interactive. So I created this again about in 2001. It just, goes step by step, and I explain certain things to them one by one. So, I mean, you're welcome to get a copy of this and use the same thing. So now this is 2020. I guess the last time that I used was 2020. But it doesn't really matter because it's not any different than 2021. So rates. And talks about some of the properties that sold. Now, as you can see, it says trend data, which is Bright MLS. You can get these data from Bright MLS as well and implement it into your CMA systems. The more information that you give the sellers, so let's just go there again, total homes on the market, total sales, etc. The more information that you give to your sellers, the more that they will understand how much you're prepared to sell their home or how much knowledge that you have for the particular property. So homes rarely sells. Now, again, it's not in this market. And, we use a little humor here too. Our signs are guaranteed for 5 years. So now here's another good thing. Some examples. It's all about having the right tools in your hands. And these are great examples of, so what we're trying to tell them is here, any realtor can do pretty much everything that normally is done, but what you're going to do for them to be more different. So as you can see, personalized home website, these are already available to you through HomeSmart. You can simply get your own domain name for that particular property. Now you have full working website. And this talks about, what listing syndication is, right? So listing syndication, we have Bright MLS has a sister company called List Hub. So once you put the property on the MLS, it goes to List Hub, and List Hub branches it out to like Trulia's and Zillow's, etc. When you're putting your listings at HomeSmart Timely, when you receive it, so it will start to syndicate those listings into more than 900 websites. All right. And here are some of the examples that we have.
Hey Hakan, it's actually 11 a.m. now, so we scheduled it for an hour. So I think we're pretty good to go, unless you wanted to add anything else.
Well, unless you guys have a question. Does anybody have any questions before we close up? No? So what I'm gonna do is on the chat, where is the chat button? I'm gonna share the report we just created together. So I'll include it in the chat. You can download it. So where is the, there we go, stop share, chat. And CMA sample. I just shared that CMA sample with everybody through the chat option, so you can download it from there. All right, everyone.
Thank you.
Y'all have a nice day.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you. I was able to download the sample.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you, Hakan. Goodbye.